We are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. We're live here inside the Suburban Chevrolet Make the Choice studios. You know what we do. The top of the 8 o'clock hour every single Tuesday, we talk to Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes Arico. All of our guests from State Street are brought to you by Dexter Builders. Dexter Builders specializes in providing complete home improvement services from initial design through construction to final walkthroughs and inspections. They can handle the whole job or any part of the job. They are Dexter Builders. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Well, Coach, speaking of jobs, for the 10th time in Michigan women's basketball history that the program's gotten 18 wins in the season. Your second straight season of 18 wins or more. And, Coach, I don't know if you know this, you are the fastest coach to ever reach the 40 win mark in the history of the Michigan basketball program. And you already have the fifth most wins in school history. So just a little note of what has been accomplished in 2 years on the job here.
Thanks so much, Sam. Sarah, my media relations girl, must have been looking for a lot of information this morning.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Coach, what it speaks to, though, is how quickly things have kind of taken hold. And when you look at what we thought heading into this season was going to be a year of where you were really learning under duress with so much youth that maybe you wouldn't be able to get to 18 wins, but you saw a team, despite some close games and some setbacks, you saw a team that really grew throughout the year.
Yeah, the team has been incredible this year. They surpassed every expectation, and we just have some great young women in the program, and they've been able to do things that I didn't really think were going to happen. And their chemistry has been terrific. I think it started with the foreign trip, but they work so incredibly hard in the off season, and they watch. We're surrounded by greatness every day with all the other programs at the university, and we get a chance to watch our men's program compete every day and practice every day, and we get to watch those guys spend so much extra time on their own in the gym, and it was kind of contagious. It caught hold to, Saisha Goree and Nicole Elmblad and Shannon Smith and Val Driscoll, and they've been in the gym kind of like our guys, just trying to get better and better and better, and it really has paid off, and, we were proud to see their success this season.
Well, so you go into the Big Ten tournament last week, Coach, and you were a little – I mean, maybe a little is an understatement. You were under the weather, and it was clear. You could see it on the screen that you weren't feeling well, and your team really stepped up for you and stepped up huge against Indiana.
Yeah, Sam, you and I know now with little babies at home that they get sick. You kind of get sick too, and my little one was up before I left for the trip all night, sick. So I was holding her and cuddling her, and it kind of came to me right before the game, actually. So it was really a tough game. I was sick throughout the entire game, and it was really emotional because you wait all year to get to the playoffs, to get to the Big Ten championship, and then I wasn't 100%. And, I spoke to the team before the game, and I said, guys, I apologize. I'm sorry, I'm not 100%. And the players turned around and said, don't worry about this, Coach. You had us all year long. We have you tonight. And it kind of got me really emotional because they responded so well. And, I always feel like, do they need my voice? Do they need my presence? And they just responded, and they played their butts off, and they did a terrific job against Indiana. And, Kurt Miller, the Indiana coach, was quoted saying after the game, he said, I said this all year long, and I'll say it again tonight. This is the hardest working team that we've played against all year, and nobody wants to play against the Michigan team. And that really made me proud of what our team was able to do that night.
Balance, Coach. You got double-doubles from Saisha Goree and Nicole Elmblad, 18 and 11 from Saisha, 15 and 11 from Nicole. Shannon Smith, 16 points. Madison Rostovsky, 12 points. Sierra Thompson, 10 points. You had a number of players that were rolling in that game.
Yeah, when we're at our best, Sam, we've talked about this all year long, we have multiple people scoring and multiple people contributing. When teams do a great job, or when we have an off night as individuals, our team's usually not as successful. So that night we were all clicking together, and we shared the basketball extremely well. No one was forcing anything, and we really played great team defense against them, and it was a great balance. And that's when we're at our best. When we have a balance like that and everyone's contributing, we're usually pretty successful.
We're talking to Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes Arico here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. One of the great things about about getting out to such a huge lead, you guys put the game away with a 24 to 4 run for the most part. You get a chance to play some of your players that don't ordinarily get a chance to play, like Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, that was so special. It was great. We were up, like you said, we had a really big lead in the game. It gave us an opportunity to let Kendra Cito, who's been a senior in our program and really deserving, a super hard worker, to play. She got some great minutes, as well as Kelsey Mitchell, who's just a terrific story. Kelsey's a local kid out of Detroit, and she came in her freshman year and she tore her ACL, and she rehabbed all year long to get back. And this summer on the foreign trip, she played and she was terrific. We got back to school and she broke a bone in her foot, so she's been out all year with that. So, her goal has always been, I just want to wear the Michigan uniform, Coach. So all year long, she keeps asking me, Coach, can I dress this game? Coach, can I dress this game? So finally, a couple of weeks ago, she had enough practices in where we felt that she was ready to dress, and she was just so proud to put on that Michigan uniform. And the other night, she had an opportunity for the first time in 2 years to get in the game, and it was a emotional moment for the whole team. I said my middle daughter loves her, and every day when I come home, she asks me, Mama, when's Kelsey going in the game? Mama, when's Kelsey going in the game? So I have to deal with that every day. But I heard, and I never hear anything, and I wasn't feeling well. And, Kelsey went in, and I heard the crowd behind our bench just go crazy. And I can hear my little girl, yay, Kelsey, yay, cheering for her. So it was just such an emotional moment for our entire program and our fans who have really watched this young woman, put in the time for the last 2 years and just battle through adversity. So it was great to see her out on the floor.
Coach, it's always emotional when you take the floor and on the other side, the green and white of Michigan State. Mm-hmm. And, we've talked about the game that you played against them at Chrysler earlier this year, how close it was, how just down the stretch couldn't make those plays. You come out in this game. For folks that missed it, it was a tight affair, a tighter affair than the game at Chrysler, and Michigan just barely lost 61-58 to the Spartans. You jumped out on them. You jumped out on Michigan State this time. 15-2 run, 25-13 advantage early on. Michigan State fights back, but this was an affair that your team was ready for from the jump.
Yeah, our kids came out and played just great. The first half, I think we jumped on them right away, and they weren't ready. We were the aggressive ones. We were getting to the foul line. We were out in transition. We were defending and getting steals and tips and deflections. We were focused and ready to go. It's funny, they were running their offensive plays, and we were calling them out. That's how prepared we were. My assistant coaches did a tremendous job on the scout, and we were ready to go. And we got a really big lead early. And I think what happened is, Saisha Burry is kind of something we talked about all year long as well. She picked up her second foul, and she went to the bench. I think we were up 15, and they went on a run to end the first half. And we went in the locker room still up 3, I think, mm-hmm. but they had cut the lead significantly. In the second half, they went up. They took the lead, and then we battled back, and it was back and forth, and we had a little bit of a lead with about a minute and a half to go. Nicole Elmblad fouled out of the game late, so once again, we get to, we don't have the depth yet to, if someone fouls out of the game, we don't lose a beat, or if someone gets in foul trouble, we don't miss a beat. We really do. And Saisha did in the first half, and then in the second half, Nicole fouled out with about 5 minutes to go, and she's our leading minute player. She's our captain of our team. She's the glue to our team, and And I think that, we really didn't respond well after that. We didn't score a bucket in the last 6 minutes. We went to the free throw line, but we didn't score a basket after Nicole fouled out. And I think that really affected us as well. But it was a game that went back and forth down to the stretch. It's painful. I mean, it happened on Friday, and we're still struggling as a team with it as well. We met and we practiced and we talked about it yesterday. And we'll remember it moving forward. But we're right there, and that's against the Big Ten champion.
Right.
We're right there. So it's exciting for the future.
Coach, we another factor that we talked about as much as your team has shown itself to be a precocious bunch. You still got a lot of young players out there, so there's no substitute for experience. I think back to we talked about the LSU game being a tight affair earlier this year. We just talked about the MSU game, the loss to Iowa late in the year. These close opportunities, even though they resulted in losses, these are experiences that can really help your team when they face these situations down the line.
Sam, us coaches, we have to tell ourselves that every day or else we become crazy right now because we've lost a bunch of them that way, and the players as well. And it's been tough for them because there have been a bunch of games. But you have to believe, and I do believe that they all have been experiences, and we've never been in these positions before. And you know what? This year we struggled. We didn't get those wins. But next year we've been in those situations before, and we practice, end of the game situations each and every single day. And it's going to come our way. We just got to keep. And we talked about it yesterday. You hear about all the successful people in history. They were unsuccessful at first, or they had adversity at first, and they keep having to push forward. So we got to keep grinding. We are right there. But we put ourselves in a position every single game to compete and to win. So we're right there, and it's going to happen for us for sure.
All right, so now you're sitting in wait, so to speak, to find out what the postseason outlook is. Can you kind of give us a picture of what that looks like and when exactly you'll know?
Next Monday night is Selection Monday for the women, and usually right now I think we're in a position where it would be really tough for us to get an NCAA tournament bid. We're probably right below the bubble, but we definitely have a chance to go to the WNIT championship. So we'll find that out next Monday night. And, we met about that as a team as well. Obviously, everybody's disappointed, and your goal every year is to go to the NCAA tournament. But really, with where our program is, anytime we get an opportunity to compete for a championship and continue to play and continue to practice, I think it's going to help our program. So we're excited about the opportunity to compete in the WNIT and to win a championship. We talked a lot yesterday about we go in Chrysler every day, and there's a lot of banners hung by our men's program. There's not one hung yet by the women's program, and that's our goal, to win championships. So let's go and try to hang that banner in the WNIT and get something started for our program as well. So we're preparing for that. We're practicing. The kids are still excited for the opportunity to be playing, and we're still working on improving every day.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Coach, and you said any opportunity to continue practicing, especially when you have so many young parts. I mean, people forget you lose Val Driscoll, but the rest of the team, everyone's back. Everyone's back. So
no, that's exciting, and one of the top recruiting classes as well in the country. So, and I just think the future's really bright, and we're excited about what next year brings. But we want to continue playing as much as we can this year.
I gotcha. Well, Coach, good luck with selection, and we will talk to you about it next Tuesday. So we'll talk to you then.
Thanks so much, Sam. Always great to talk.
All right. That was Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes Arico. And again, the fastest coach in Michigan women's basketball history to hit 40 victories. In 2 years, the fifth most victories in program history. That wow, to say the least. So young team making strides. 8:20 on a Tuesday. We got to get to a break. Back on the other side here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, the official voice of University of Michigan.